Hello, everyone. My name is SeaTactics for the win, otherwise known as Ben. And this is the King of Anime podcast, the show in which we kill things and we pass things. If you don't know about the rules, it's very simple. Okay. So, some things have happened through the rules. The rules have changed completely. I don't even know what rule set are we going with?
I was going with we both have to be in agreement if we're going to drop a show. I think that would be fair.
It's got to be 100% kills and 100% passes. So every week, we're probably going to have something up for vote for the audience because it's going to be 50-50. Unless we're just going to drop that. I don't know. I'm just the creator of the podcast. How would I know something like that? So if you don't know, recently Everything Animated, some personal issues have cropped up in his life, and he can't do the podcast right now. Meaning it is just me and Satsuki or a guest host that we'll have on. So for the coming weeks until at least spring 2020, no more EA. It just depends, really. Spring 2020, maybe he should be back, and I guess at this point, we also have to mention that the podcast will be going on hiatus for the whole duration of the winter 2020 anime season. So don't expect any shows, any live shows or anything like that.
You don't need us.
Yeah, we're just taking a break.
You don't need us then.
We're taking a break.
It's nothing that season.
We're taking a break. We did a whole year of this show. Might as well chill out. And this is going to be a chill episode, nonetheless. We're just going to talk about some anime. And so with that being said, EA, we'll see you soon, buddy. You're the best member of the podcast.
Yes. We love you.
Yes. Miss you every day. BB. Let's talk about Ahiru no Sora. Ahiru no Sora, Episode 4, First Flight. Sora and Madoka get closer when Moharu does a cool thing. That's all I got. Okay, I'm gonna let you speak on this episode, what you thought, and I'll get into my thoughts.
All right, so I think I'll just talk about, why this isn't. I mean, this is probably my favorite episode, I think, but it still doesn't satisfy me the way I felt like it would or it should, because I just think the animation is just really weak, and this is a sports anime, and that really hurts it. You know, it doesn't have to be like Madhouse produced, or it doesn't have to be like super top tier, but I think it's really lacking in that feel, and that's part of it when we're talking about this genre. But the episode itself, I really like the whole thing with Sora and his mother, and how she said something specifically. I want to see if I had the screenshot, but Sora was basically venting his frustrations about his height and how he wouldn't get playing time just because of his height, even though he practiced and he was talented. But his mom said something. She said that if she was the coach, she would have did the same thing. And then she had another comment where she said, "Turn yourself into a player good enough to blow away anybody taller than you." So I really like that. It kind of shows you why Sora is why he's so diligent with his practice. So this is my favorite episode. There's more to talk about, but that's all I'll say for now.
XP asks why he's not seeing the stream on YouTube. It's the same response I got for you. Is why aren't I seeing my stream on YouTube? we were just talking about that before the show went live. It's YouTube being YouTube. This show, I agree with the art and animation. The art actually really isn't like anything that's like, I don't know, that looks amazing. But it does its job and it looks fine. The animation very lacking. I feel like animation could really spice this show up because it's a lot of browns and greens and whites and grays. It's not a very colorful show, and in that way it kind of feels like a 90s, like a late 90s or like a very early 2000s anime, something of that era, even though it looks like it blows 90s anime out of the water at points. But I don't know. As for this episode, I did not like this episode. I liked some things in the episode. I liked the mom thing. Thought that was pretty nice. I liked Sora and Madoka talking. That was a needed scene, I think, because from the first episode, I've just wanted to see these two interact more and more. I think they have an undeniable chemistry, or at least Madoka is an interesting enough character to carry that interaction, usually. Otherwise, I was pretty bored outside of the flashback scenes, the Madoka scene and Sora scene, and I felt the pacing was really slow, did not catch my interest, and I've been pretty, I don't know, is the right word garish on this? I'm not sure. I've been pretty weird about this anime. I kind of liked the first episode because I'd never seen a basketball anime before. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. And the second episode was fine. Third episode was less, it was okay. This episode, well, yes, it has some pretty good things in it. I can see where this show is going. And quite frankly, I do not want to watch it. I
let it out.
Yeah, but I'm not like angry at this show. I don't think the show's like a failure. I just don't want to watch the show because I don't think this is a show that I would like too much. Not that I would hate the show. I think this show's perfectly fine. And I think I said last week, I feel like this show would be like, if a beginner to anime watch this show, they would love this show. And just because it's kind of different. It's not very it's still got the shonen tropes like Sora being a total spaz, which I do not like, but they didn't really have that much in this episode outside of him freaking out with Monica, but that one made sense. So you could give that one a slide. But it's just it's a more laid back anime. It's more chill. And so because of that, you can just really take it all in, and you don't have to pay attention sometimes. You can still get the full story. And I think there's a place for this anime, but I've seen like over 200 anime. So I've ran the gambit and been there and back a couple times at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna have to kill this one.
It's just okay. I don't think it's stood out yet as of yet, and it is only 12 episodes, so I think 4 episodes is it's a good, you know, you're not going to get the whole story. I mean, like, Kanata no Astra is the perfect example, but I think you can still like judge a series and try to see what direction is going to go, and I haven't seen enough of it for me to write it off yet, but I got to say, I think the ceiling for the show is just above average. I think that's where it's at. So I don't even think it's going to be a series where I look back at it and I'm going like, oh, that was like a fun time for that season in particular. I'm pretty sure I'm going to forget about it in a couple of months, maybe a week.
Yeah, it'll be weeks for me. It'll be days, maybe. Like, I don't know. Like, I liked some of the things, the dialogue in this episode. Like, I like when Mobuharu, I think, said "shit fucking flies."
that happened.
That was such a crazy thing to say. But I was just, I mean, we speaking of, Kanata no Astra, we had a Madoka Funi crossover moment where Madoka had the little hand puppet that Funi had.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I don't think this show is going to be a Kanata no Astra though, where suddenly they're playing basketball in the Matrix and everything's a lie. The cake has been a lie the whole time.
Plot twist: the mother was faking the whole time.
the mother's actually Madoka. Oh wait, no, that ain't good. They were just heading right down into Momoko territory. Madoka is actually Momoko because their names are similar. You get it?
Hold on now. FBI may want to see you a little bit. You know a little too much.
They're gonna have to put me back in the machine. They're gonna have to drug me up, erase my memories.
Not again.
Yeah. I don't know how this show can improve. I think at this point it's set in stone for me that this is just gonna be a fine show. I don't like Sora's character right now. I mean, I don't hate it, but I feel like I've said that multiple times already. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. But it's just middle of the road. Sora's just, a shonen pro tag.
It's very lukewarm. It doesn't feel like it has any peaks anywhere where you go, oh well, at least I can look forward to that. It's very flat across the board. It's nothing that makes you go, man, this is a really shit anime. But it's nothing that makes you go, well, I can see if it improves here and here that it'll be good. No, it's like a lot of places that has to get better if it wants to be good. So, yeah.
I agree. I'm killing it. What are you giving it?
I am passing it. I gotta pass it just because it may be just the basketball in me. Because I did get excited when I seen Sora take his first shot. That kind of surprised me. But I don't know. It's just okay. That's all I can really say about it. It's just okay.
Yeah. So okay. So okay. More like Reisuki. I tried.
Oh God.
I tried.
You did.
Orisuki, episode 4. The results of my hard work as all the traffic goes by. Fear. What is fear? To some, it is spiders. Others, a fear of heights. To me, it is these damn cars. Actually, it's really just anime based off generic light novels. I am spared no quarter. I am given no reprieve. Save me from my torment. Save me from Orisuki. Will someone please save me?
Who is this message towards? Me or the audience?
Someone.
Anyone.
I don't like this show. Last week we talked about it. I said I didn't like it. You and EA liked it. I didn't. I still don't. I think this show's it's trying so hard to be like Snafu and all of the other generic Haruhi and self-referential humor, and it's so meta, and they're repeating jokes. I just don't. I don't care for this. You know what? For the fear of being called not an anime viewer, I think this show is bad. Again. That's right. That's right. I've now become...
He said it.
I've become an anime reviewer. I've become an a critic, because I don't enjoy Orisuki. There.
Embrace it.
There. No.
I love this. Just embrace it. Put on the black mask.
Yep.
And the cape.
Yep. I'm the
Become the
goddamn
villain.
Batman of YouTube. I'm the anti-hero. I hate this show. I don't like how they sexualize the young girls. I do not like so much about this show. I don't even know where to begin. Like I said, it's just generic. It's not funny. It's so obvious and cliched, and it's just trying very hard. And it's obvious this is connecting with an audience. So that's fine. But it ain't connecting with me. What do you think, Satsuki?
I think this episode was probably the weakest out of the three. It was mostly because I thought the friendship repairing with Sun-chan and main character just starts with J.
Joro.
Something I forgot. Joro. Yeah, I thought it was kind of far-fetched to have them two become friends again, simply because he pretty much tried to fuck up his life. And even though the only excuse I can give it, like that whole thing of them, reuniting, is that it can happen in real life. Like sometimes apologies, like all you need to do is say sorry to someone, and then you can repair it. But I just feel like for the show, for the series, it was just everything was resolved in one episode with everybody. In fact, with Hinawari or Himawari. Yeah, her and Cosmos, they all repaired everything, and everybody's like friends, literally walking off in the sunset. It was like, wait a minute, you guys basically just hated this guy just last episode. I don't know. I still like Pansy. Like she's like the saving grace of everything. I like her, but I see what you mean with the whole sexualization thing. I definitely see that, but I don't think that's enough for me to go like, because I still laughed at some points in this episode, even though, like I said, I think this one was the weakest for me. I just felt like this episode was just fine. I wasn't too high on it like I was with the other episodes. It was just okay.
I just rolled my eyes at everything. I've seen all of this before. This just feels like low rent comedy. Like the whole thing with Cosmos saying, "Oh, she's so relieved," and then Joro just after completing his sentence, just saying, "Bitch, bitch, bitch." I've seen that joke before. Also, the thing where Cosmos says, "Joro doesn't care about me." I'm like, oh god, I get what it's going with here. It's supposed to be imitating those things because this is a meta, self-referential show. I get what it's trying to go for here, but there's plenty of shows that are doing this better, I think. And this just was eye-rolling. In fact, I wrote down that I'm embarrassed to watch this show because all of the I feel like if I showed somebody I watched this, I would be ridiculed. like this all just felt dumb.
You watch anime.
How dare you watch anime? There's not much more I have to say. They introduced that reporter girl. I'm like, oh god, they're doing a harem. Of course they're doing a harem.
She's gonna be evil.
I cannot. I don't even really want to put in a whole rant on this. Because I don't have enough energy to rant about this. Cause I feel like this show, much like Ahiru Sora, is like it. I don't like. I've seen this before. So I'm okay with it. Like, I guess at that point, but I don't know. I just don't like this show. I so don't like this show. I'm indifferent almost. I guess. What did you like about the show? This is
I mean, like I said, this episode I wasn't too fond of because of the whole, everybody reconciling. I guess like the funny parts I like was like Cosmos peeking around the corner with like this dark aura everywhere Joro went because she was like waiting for him to apologize that he just forgot. I thought that was funny, but yeah, this episode was just fine. Wasn't too much.
I just want to kill it. What are you gonna give it?
You know where I'm doing. You have to keep suffering for my enjoyment.
Well, I'm okay with it.
So I'm passing it.
All right. There it is. Another 50-50. SeaTactics is being super negative in this video. He doesn't like anime anymore. Speaking of not liking anime more, the segue made no sense. Kabuki Cho Sherlock, Episode 3, The Dream of Fuyuto Kyogoku the Ace. Go Ace! A man is murdered, and another is framed for the murder. But could the squeamish man with a fear for blood do such a thing? Find out on this episode of Kabuki Cho Sherlock. This show continues to look amazing. Like this, I love how this show looks. It's astonishingly pretty.
I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, I'm not too fond of the character designs. Really, I don't like John Watson. Like I don't. Every time I see his head shape, I'm thrown off for some reason.
It's like a big block.
Yeah, it creeps me out. But this episode, I think, because I have to think back because I watched this episode like as soon as it came out. But this episode I enjoyed, and I think the reason why it's not like this episode did something different than the other two episodes. It's just that I feel like I'm getting accustomed to the style of the show. Because I said it before, I thought it was going to be like serious detective, murder mystery, we're going back to the basics or whatever, but it's a different show. It has a light-hearted feel and tone to it. It's more comical. So I think once I got used to that, I started to enjoy the series more.
I thought it was very funny when the guy at the very end yells, "Oh my god!" Thought that was great.
Shout out to Joseph.
Shout out to Joseph, of course. The trickster he is. Also thought it was very funny when, I think it was the same guy, told the guy who just had his birthday, Moriarty, to get fapping. When he received
that did
his
happen.
Gift.
Yeah.
The show's
and he's
dialogue
like 16.
Yeah. Definitely. This show is like you said, it's just weird, but it's almost like I feel strange watching the show because I've seen a lot of anime and I want to like pin it as this one thing, like just a detective show, but I can't. Like, I can't get the feeling of this show down yet. And it's not because it's not struggling, I don't think. It's more of just, I think there's just so much. And I also think, it being based off Sherlock Holmes, and John Watson, I think that also comes into play as well because that's not a Japanese property to begin with. So, it's interesting in that sense because like, I almost want there to be more to these mysteries, but at the same time, I almost think that that's not the point of the show. Like, I almost feel like it's a slice of life or just like a showcase of this setting in general. And that may be why Kabuki chose in the title, because they're like, let's showcase this setting and let the setting really be one of the main characters in this show, which is totally cool. I'm totally down with that. I actually think that's awesome. But I just don't I haven't found my bearings with this show yet in a good way. I don't know how to explain myself on that front.
I think we don't have like a clear picture of like the direction of this show yet. And like it feels kind of episodic, but that's not it, because things that happen in the previous episodes, they do tie into the current episodes or the future episodes. It's just it feels like we're just moving on to the next mystery, and it's like you said, it's like slice of life ish, and like with John Watson, like the biggest example is like we finally, because from episode 1, he was supposed to find a detective for some reason, and he never told us until this episode, where apparently like he found something out and he feels like someone's after him, but he still hasn't told Sherlock that. So it's kind of like the main purpose of one of our characters is just being put off for other things. So it feels very weird right now. So I don't know where we're going with the series, but so far I do like it. It's just fun.
Yeah, it's a fun show because, and from my point of view, it's fun to look at. It's fun to listen to because of the cool voice acting. It's an interesting enough story, and of course, it's Sherlock Holmes and John Watson, so you're bound to immediately have some sort of connection to those characters because their story is so well known. So it's easier to get into it from the get-go. Like, I feel like I definitely have, like, I don't know, some sort of familiarity with these characters, even though I don't really know a lot of them, which is a good thing to have, I think. But also talking about the very beginning sequence with John finding something he probably shouldn't have. I found that really awesome. When they started off with that, I was like, oh, this is going to go somewhere. This is pretty awesome. Like he stumbled upon something he definitely should not have. And now someone or something, some entity, some whatever it is trying to basically possibly kill him. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. We have that. So there are a couple of directions they could go if they want to like go some type of serious route. So there's that, and there's still the whole Jack the Ripper thing that they keep referencing throughout all these episodes. And I do think the 16-year-old kid has something to do with that because he's just fucking creepy. Like at the end of at the end of this episode, did you see it? The end thing for this episode.
Was there a end scene after the credits?
Yes.
Fuck.
It was very short.
Damn it.
It was a very creepy scene. I can't remember exactly what happened, but it showed the 16-year-old kid, and then like, damn, I can't remember it. But when you see it, you'll go, wait a minute, what is up with this kid?
Moriarty's got some secrets. Also, I think did they say it was a 6-month time skip?
Damn, I did not catch that.
Yeah, so this is a 6-month time skip from the last episode, I believe. So the whole thing is this guy comes in. His name is Tanaki Poo, which I'm not calling him that. Sorry, I'm calling him Tanaki. And he was basically he rushed in because he very wisely realized he was being framed for a murder because he woke up in a burning building and with a knife in his friend's back, and he comes for Sherlock and John Watson to solve his case and to defend him. And this is kind of like probably my favorite mystery so far.
Yeah. I think the last episode it was kind of obvious that the flower, like the young flower lady, had something to do with the it wasn't was it? No, they was just stealing money. But yeah, I like this. I do wish you said it before. I do wish we had more of the mystery because it feels like it's just thrown in there. Like I wish we had more step to see like how Sherlock is finding out this information and whatnot. You know, I wish we would have like the actual detective stuff for a longer stretch of the episode because it feels like it's only there for a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely feels like what it feels like is there's like a bigger thing going on, like a couple of bigger mysteries going on, where there's also these smaller mysteries that are happening that kind of like pad out and are able to develop these other detectives and this setting more, so that, you know, when they eventually probably pop back up later on, it'll all come together and be a little bit more cohesive. And that's maybe where this show's headed. Maybe this show's heading in a direction where it's supposed to be the sum of its parts rather than just viewing it as a you know, from episode to episode, or this whole entity, the thing. I don't know.
Okay, I can see that.
We get some comical scenes with the guy with the beard, bribing the officer by shoving a stack of cash down his pants.
Oh, I forgot about that scene.
Which I thought was awesome. I was like, that's funny. And he's just totally caught off guard. He doesn't know what to do. We are introduced to Uchida, the legendary rock singer from Bezo. Wait, was he the person who did it?
He had something to do with it. He didn't actually do it though. It was the guy in the ceiling.
Oh yes, you're right. The guy in the ceiling. I watched this episode today. How did I not remember that? Which is actually a great reveal scene. Because I'm like, was he up there the whole time? Like, why is he
just listening?
And they threw the murder knife at him. I thought that was another nice little touch. It was very artistic. And there was one scene where Sherlock is just rolling around on his bed, and he's like, Tanaki wouldn't do it. He's not that stupid.
I like Sherlock. I like him so far. I like his quirky personality. He's like really. They kind of made him like L from Death Note. Like he eats with like the perfect thing that captured his character is when John said he's weird, but he's good at his job. Like literally that quote right there, just that's Sherlock.
Yeah.
He's very strange, but he knows what he's doing.
Right. Overall though, very much like this episode. It was entertaining. I think I'm liking the show more and more with each episode I see, which is strange because after the first episode, I was like, oh no, this may be a kill. But I'm gonna have to give this one a pass.
I am passing as well. This show is, once I got accustomed to it, it's turning me into a believer because I wasn't in the first episode either.
Yes. And that happens. There are shows that are like that, where they don't reveal their secrets until later on. So you gotta stick with it. Much like Kanata no Astra.
Yep.
Speaking of Kanata no Astra, Vinland Saga is set on a planet. Not in space.
Nope.
Vinland Saga episode 15, After Yule. With Thorkel finding out Askeladd's location, Askeladd decides to murder Ragnar to influence Canute and further his ascent into power. This was an incredible episode. We figured out what happened to Anne. Anne survived.
Yep.
And she got she got sort of revenge.
That is revenge. When you get a bloodhound, an absolute animal like Thorkel to seek after you, that is revenge. That I would not wish Thorkel on my worst enemies. That's a death sentence.
Which is pretty funny because they play into that with the audience later on, where someone barges in while Canute, Ragnar, and Thorfinn are having a meal together, which is a very, very nice scene, very relaxing, I assume. And they're like, "Hey, there's a battle happening. Thorkel's here." Not so much. Thorkel is not there. It is in fact just a way to get Ragnar to come out there so that Askeladd can kill Ragnar, so that he can really become Canute's father figure. Is this just what Askeladd does? Does he just like get sons?
I do. Wait, I have to interject because the whole battle thing, I don't think that was the rules, because they didn't say Thorkel was there. They said it was like a couple of English spies.
Oh, you're right.
So I
That's
think
exactly
they took care of them, and then they went ahead and killed. They used that to say, you might as well kill him in the confusion.
Well, Ragnar is now dead. And Askeladd has another son.
Yes. He's a very, very great father.
He's he makes some tough choices, but he's got to make those choices because he is the best father.
Yeah, father of the year.
Definitely.
I love his reasoning for killing Ragnar. It's like, I need Canute to have some character development, so you gotta die.
That is, in a way,
it just has to happen.
What he was saying. It's like, I want Canute to have a better character in this story, so please, just stop living.
It was like no ill will. He was just like, I have to do it. That's kind of why I like Askeladd. He doesn't really even hate some of the people he kills. It's just very pragmatic. I have to do it, so it's going to get done.
Yeah. His comeuppance is going to be incredible. Like, he is going to, I don't know how he's going to die, but it ain't going to be a pretty death. It's going to be a sad one. It's going to be a bad day when that day catches up to him.
We keep talking about this, but Askeladd isn't. He's in the moral gray area. Actually, he is a bad dude. It's just that a lot of the times when he does bad things, it's not really out of evil intention. Right. It's because he literally has to do it, or him and his men are going to die. Right. But at the end of the day, he's still committing atrocities, like killing the entire village.
Ragnar reveals to Askeladd that the family that so it's maybe not going so well for the Canute household. King Sven basically decided that he sent his son out there to die. He does not appreciate his son. He thinks his son doesn't act very king-like because he likes to cook food, and kings don't cook food. Other people cook food for them. And I guess from that point of view, it makes sense for someone like him to want his son to die in the battlefield like that, because it just makes sense. Kings probably would actually think that way. They would think very backwards like that.
He got mad at him for having a talent.
Yeah.
How dare you make me good ass food?
I don't want this food. All I want is the food other people cook for me.
Yeah.
But I am other people. No, you aren't other people. Wait. You know what I'm trying to say.
Future king. You're a future king. Even though I want to kill you.
Well, I assume at that moment he was like, this kid needs to die right now.
That was the moment. As soon as he made whatever the hell it was, that soup, he was like, yeah, he has to go. I can't take this anymore.
I made you this thing. I call it cheeseburger. Takes a bite of it. Oh, this is very good. I'm going to kill you for making this.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
It's a burger to die for. But yeah, there's like a massive power struggle. And so Askeladd is going to have to traverse those waters. And I wonder how he's going to do it. Because we've seen that Askeladd will do literally anything to get what he wants. And so I just wonder if he can take on the might of a king.
So you think he's going to fight the king?
I just wonder if like he can like traverse those waters.
So right now he's in waters where his plan was to bring Canute to the king, and of course that's not really an option because the king's probably going to try to get him assassinated.
Right.
So I mean, he has pretty much he has like three options. Either he kills the brother, either he just keeps protecting Canute, which I guess he has two options. Either he keeps protecting Canute or he kills the brother. Because I'm pretty sure the king's going to he keeps asking about Canute, but he just wants to make sure. He wants confirmation that he's dead. That's it. That's all he wants. So he's probably going to try to keep up the assault against him. So either you just force the king to make a decision, or no, you take away his decision to even have his brother become the future king, or you just go in exile. One or the other.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I feel this episode set up a lot of cool stuff that's going to be happening. This show, little by little, just gets more intriguing and more interesting. And I'm very glad that we are able to watch this show on the King of Anime podcast.
The next two episodes are going to be great.
I cannot wait. Speaking of cannot waiting, I cannot wait to say that I'm going to pass this episode. What about you?
I am passing as well.
Alright, that's another all pass for Vinland Saga. I don't think a single episode has been killed.
Nope.
So, with that being said,
I don't think we will kill an episode.
We've come to the end of the regular show. Meaning we gotta do shoutouts. EA is not on the show anymore until at least spring 2020. So, it's very sad. So, yeah. Very sad. Satsuki, where can they find you?
You can find me on the YouTube's plan to release a video on Higurashi Halloween. I still can't make a promise on that, even though I watched the first season, because I'm going through hell trying to watch that entire series. So I'll try. It'll be fun though. But yeah, that's all the plans I have so far.
You can find me where you can find me. It's on the screen right there. And yeah, I got a Dead Man Wonderland video coming out on Halloween, so that's fun. Doing a bunch of Halloween stuff. Speaking of a bunch of Halloween stuff, let's talk about Madoka Magica. And once again, it has decided to play the slideshow. So I'm just going to leave it there. Madoka Magica, episode 9. I'd never allow that to happen. With nothing left, Kyoko and Madoka plan to try and stop Sayaka from being a witch. But plans change when Kyoko is forced to sacrifice her own life to take out Sayaka. This episode was incredible!
I wanted to cry. I just...
Lancer
all
died.
the characters I like. Yeah. Damn it. He always gets the short end of the stick.
Haha! Short end of the stick.
I didn't even try to do that.
Yeah.
I love Kyoko. I think this episode because this episode showed a different side of her character, even though I thought it was already doing it last episode where she was warming up to Sayaka, but in some sort of way it kind of redeems her, even though I don't think she needed to be redeemed, because I don't think she did anything evil. It's just she was very standoffish. Yeah, she did steal shit, but we'll ignore that. And then she had a whole house. Where the hell do these kids get this money? But all right. Yeah, I like Kyoko's way of introducing herself to Madoka, because it's kind of weird that she's been in the series for so long, but she still hasn't formally introduced herself to the main character. She's only really had interactions with Sayaka and Homura. So it's like finally, like, oh, we're actually talking, and then she greets her with like some candy bar or something.
You want this candy bar? I got it from my pocket. I'm a Lancer. Want to eat food with me? Yeah, Kyoko's great. But she's dead, so...
Damn it.
And so is Sayaka. They have both passed to the great beyond, where they will not be in the show anymore. I didn't realize this show would be getting this dark, that we would be killing off little girls, little magical girls, no less, and that it could be this serious. But they have done it again. They have created a dark magical girl show where a bunch of girls die.
Have you noticed that we got rid of all the primary colors?
I did not.
Yellow, then blue, then red.
Wow. Almost forgot Momo died. Momo, right? What was her name? Mamako?
Mommy.
Mamako. Jesus Christ! Where is my mind?
She keeps showing up.
In everything we do. She's always there. Like the Goblin Slayer.
Oh
no. So yeah, it seems to me that Kyubey is a bitch, because Kyubey is seemingly letting all of the friends around Madoka die, so that Madoka will be forced through just sheer depression and despair and helplessness to wish for something, so that she will become the greatest witch of all time.
Kyubey is the greatest. I love Kyubey. The way he I completely understand why people hate Kyubey. I get it. It's just for me the way he talks and the way he presents his arguments is hilarious to me. He has no emotions. That's what kind of justifies him in that sense. He does not understand how humans work. You have Madoka who's crying, her friends are dying before her eyes, she feels powerless, and then he's just like, why are you crying? Like, what is going on? Why are you mad at me? I just gave you the contract. I gave you a wish. Like, what is the problem? And he said something. I wrote down a quote. Oh yeah, when he left, he said, "If you ever feel like dying for the sake of the universe, call me." And I was just like, I love this guy. He just doesn't understand.
Yeah, he says his species has literally no emotions and cannot understand people that have them. To him, he's like a machine. He's like, you humans who have emotions, I do not understand you. Why do you cry?
He has a lot of personality, though. He has a lot of personality. He's very fun.
Very fun.
He's just, I don't know.
He turns little girls into witches.
Yeah, that's bad. But he's funny.
And then the witches curse people.
That happens too. But he's funny.
Makes them commit suicide.
That does happen. But he's funny. I think we can excuse everything he does as long as he stays funny. The moment he loses his humor, I'm grabbing my torch and pitchfork.
I've had it since episode 1. Where are you at?
He's been funny, so I haven't had the reason to. So I love Kyubey.
I don't even know what to say.
Listen, we know that I have a problem, and now it's extended. It's usually with just horrible women, but now it's kind of extended just to horrible cat. I guess.
Well, okay, so that may not be true, because nobody. Well, you don't like Momoko. I may be the only person in existence who likes Momoko.
No, you can't be.
No, I have to be. There's no one.
I don't know.
Yeah, so he basically he wants Madoka to make a wish, because the way it works is I think he uses entropy as the way he describes it, where there's less energy in the world because things are being used up, less things, and so their species figured out a way, like a machine of some sort or something, some type of technology, to turn human emotions into a source of energy. Therefore, they use basically turn these girls, these teenage girls in their second stage of development to magical girls, so that they can use the energy from that to create more energy. They use emotional energy, I guess.
Yeah.
To harvest
it's like
the actual energy.
It's the most productive way. I love that explanation, by the way. Like, it's kind of like while we're doing a Magical Girl series, it justifies it, because the way they explain it is because though that at that time and for the gender, their emotions fluctuate the most. So I love that explanation.
Yeah, well, I was gonna make a girlfriend joke, but I can't do that.
Damn it. Not until you get the spiky hair.
Not until I get the spiky
almost
hair.
there.
Almost there. I'm almost MC levels, so that I can get my harem. See, that's why Joro doesn't have a harem. It's because he's got bowl cut.
Yep.
Bowl cut never works.
Yeah. You gotta read up. You gotta read up. Do your research.
But I also like how Kyoko in this episode reinforces that as well she will never let Madoka become a magical girl. Because, well, for one, her reasoning would be stupid. Which I am so glad she said that, because I don't think any other character had articulated it in that way. But that way, to me, like, perfectly spells it out for Madoka to just never become a magical girl. To me, it was like, like, hey, if you're not listening now and you become a magical, you're an idiot at this point. So I don't think Madoka is going to become a magical girl at this point. Although she is on every ad as a magical girl, so what do I know? Jeez, what else is there to talk
Could
about?
be the movies.
Oh, yeah.
I liked how Kyoko made a comment about Madoka becoming a magical girl too, where she said like, and I loved her reasoning for it because it fits her. She's like, you have a good family, you eat good food. Why would you want to become a magical girl? It's just, I love how she tied in the food stuff. But yeah, I like that.
All I eat is junk food. You want some food? I want some food.
It seems like she's getting more food as a magical girl.
Yeah. Maybe that's what she wished for. Well, we know what she wished for, but maybe she had a secondary wish.
Yeah, just unlimited blade food. I don't know. Just all the food that she just wants, she just thinks of it and it appears.
She's got an inner fat guy in her.
Yeah, I don't know how she's not fat.
It's because she's anime.
Yeah, she
anime
is
girls
anime.
are never fat, except for the main character in Kiss Him Not Me. Which, by the way, very fun show.
Never watched it.
It's about a fat girl who becomes hot, and I think eventually just gains it all back again. It's a shoujo. It's like a reverse harem, maybe. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good. Pretty funny. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Ending was sort of bad, but we've come to the end here. Another great episode of Madoka Magica. So tune in next week as we cover anime again. See you guys next time. Bye bye.
Johnny.